everyone, I'm King. Welcome back to King Spade channel. So do you ever wonder how Gravity, the company who developed the Ragnarok game, are doing financially during these trial times? With recession on the headline in every country's foods and goods price hike, with Google, Twitter, Meta, and Amazon recently laying off thousands of workers. Nope, I am not interested in Gravity Financial. I'm sure they make a lot of money. What I want to know is what are the Ragnarok games in store for the players from Gravity. But I stumbled on this article. This article is Gravity Financial Report on the third quarter of 2022 and the business plan reported by Gravity itself. And this is posted at kget.com. I'm a big fan for learning. I like reading, knowledge and stuff. So previously I had read the whole thing and I want you to know the content of this article. For some this will be more technical and harder to understand, but I'm going to explain it in words that are easy to understand. So in this article, Gravity, a developer and publisher of online and mobile games based in South Korea, announced its unaudited financial result for the third quarter ended September 2022, prepared in accordance with international financial reporting standards as issued by the International Accounting Standards Board and business updates. So this business financial report is like a quarterly KPI that the company need to do. They need to make a financial report every quarter of the year as accordance to the international standard. The third quarter of 2022 highlight: the total revenues were 102,377 million South Korean won, which is actually 102 billion Korean won. It is just a fancy wordplay for financial reporting purpose, or equivalent to 71,509,000 US dollars or 71 million US dollars, representing a 6.1% increase from the second quarter ended June 30, 2022, and a 20.4% decrease from the third quarter ended September 30 at the same time last year, 2021. The revenue actually increases as compared to the second quarter this year by 6.1%, but the number is actually lower by 20.4% for the same third quarter last year. Operating profit representing a 3.8% decrease in QoQ. Now we are using key takeaways. QoQ means quarter over quarter, comparing to the second quarter this year. 47.1% decrease in YoY. YoY means year over year, comparing to the third quarter last year. Now I want to go through these QoQ and YoY terms because it will be easier for you to understand the statement after this. Let's skip to the revenues report. It listed 3 revenues here: online game revenue, mobile game revenue, and other revenue. Online game revenue can be PC games or what's not, but I am interested in the mobile game revenue. Mobile game revenues were 55 million US dollars for the third quarter of 2022, representing a 16.5% increase QoQ quarterly from the second quarter of 2022 and a 25.2% decrease YoY yearly from third quarter last year. The increased revenue from the second quarter this year resulted primarily increased revenues from Ragnarok Origin, which has launched on September 15, 2022 in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau. Such increase was partially offset by decreased revenues from Ragnarok Labyrinth NFT in Southeast Asia, Ragnarok X Next Generation in Southeast Asia and Taiwan, and Ragnarok Origin in North America and Korea. The decreased revenue from last year was due to decreased revenue from Ragnarok X Next Generation in Southeast Asia and Ragnarok Origin in Japan and Korea. This decrease was partially offset by increased revenue from Ragnarok Origin in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau. Now, so what does this mean? This means that all these mobile games, Labyrinth NFT in Southeast Asia, Ragnarok X Next Generation in Southeast Asia and Taiwan, and Ragnarok Origin in North America and Korea, all these mobile games are generating less money to Gravity compared to last year when most of them are newly released. But what makes them getting more money is from Ragnarok Origin for Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau. As you probably know, Ragnarok Origin had just launched in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau server just recently on September, so a lot of players are migrating from other games to try it, and once again spending their money on the game. Next, I'm going to skip cost of revenue and operating expenses. This just report on how much money they use for advertising, manufacturing product if any, maybe merchandise, commission paid for collaborations, salaries, and so on. And I'm not interested in the profit before income tax expenses. What matters is the net profit. So on the third quarter quarter of 2022, the net profit is 16 billion South Korean won, as compared to the second quarter, which is 17 billion won, from 17 billion down to 16 billion. And if compared at the same time to last year 2021, the third quarter of 2021 net profit is 26 billion won. This year it is only 16 billion won. That is a lot of losses. Now, what are their business plan? Looking at these numbers, they are getting less and less profit every quarter of the year. The first one, Ragnarok Online. As we all know, the Ragnarok Online had just celebrated its 20th anniversary on September, so the company has scheduled a lot of offline events and promotions to hopefully generate some revenue. Next, the Ragnarok Online IP-based game, Ragnarok Origin, has recently launched in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau in September, and this is a huge one for SEA players. The game is scheduled to be launched in Southeast Asia in the first half of 2023, so between January to June of 2023. This is an exciting news for SEA players. Some of you might have tried it on Korea server with English patch, and also may have tried it on North America server too for English version. I myself had tried it on the North America server. Ragnarok Origin has recently also improved the game graphic along with the Taiwan server release, so it looks better than when I first tried it on CBT and OBT for NA server. I expect that a lot of SEA players, not just ROX but also ROM and other Ragnarok mobile game players, will play this game once it is released in SEA server. And of course, as a Ragnarok game enthusiast, I will be hopping on the hype trend as well to try it and see if it is worth it. Next, Ragnarok X Next Generation. ROX has run the CBT in Korea on October and has started its pre-registration in Korea on November. ROX is scheduled to be launched in Korea in the first quarter of 2023. Now, it's kind of odd looking, don't you think? I mean, with ROX introduced in Korea, ROO players in Korea will be trying out ROX, and with ROO introduced in SEA around the same time, ROX players in SEA will be trying out ROO instead. Here is what I think. Since ROX had already run the CBT test on Korea server and had open registration for players to sign up, I think ROX will be launched in Korea server in the first quarter of 2023 first, and after that only will launch Ragnarok Origin in SEA server, which probably in the second quarter of 2023 between April and June, just so that their quarterly financial will offset the losses with the introduction of new games for every quarter of the year. Do you get what I mean? Now, here are other Ragnarok mobile games business plan. Ragnarok M Eternal Love, ROM, is scheduled to be released in Vietnam also in the first half of 2023. I didn't know that Vietnam cannot play ROM for all these years, 4 years to be exact, since the launching of SEA server in 2018. Ragnarok Labyrinth NFT global launch, which already released on September 2022. Ragnarok Pouring Merge, which is another blockchain play to earn game like Ragnarok Labyrinth NFT, scheduled to be released in SEA in the third quarter of 2023. I saw this game title before, but I never really looked into it. And there are other Ragnarok mobile games like Ragnarok The Lost Memories, Monsters Arena, and Ragnarok Begins. All bunch of games that are scheduled to be released in the last quarter of 2022 and the first half of 2023. And one last thing, I think this is interesting to let you know. There is also a partnership agreement with the Sandbox, a metaverse gaming platform. You know, like Mark Zuckerberg metaverse project for Meta, but in the style of Ragnarok. Initially was signed on April 2022, but was held on September 2022, meaning the production or research or planning is hold as of September, maybe because of budget constraint or perhaps some other issues. Alright, there you have it. All this while, if you are wondering why there are so many variations of Ragnarok games out there that keep showing up, especially for mobile games, it may have because of Gravity business plan to keep the company running. Ragnarok is a great game, it is fun to play and all, but on the other hand, this is a business, and the gaming industry is a profitable business. And I am going to keep an eye on the Ragnarok Origin updates. I think SEA players will have a CBT test soon, maybe in the first few months of 2023. Alright, that's it for this video. This time video shoutout goes to... Thank you for always supporting me and this channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And also don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one. And as always, happy playing!